Hey folks, Tex Martini here, and welcome to the world of Pokemon. I
It's
am
like,
the Lizard King.
Look out, he's got a knife, and then you turn to the camera, I have a knife.
Joining me in the studio today is the fabulous technician, star of stage, screen, and radiology. And if you get that reference, kudos to you.
I don't get that reference.
You didn't watch TV Land, did you?
I watch TV Land.
Not the good stuff, apparently. Anyway, topic today is Pokemon Go. Now, by now, we have all seen the fabulous trailer for Nintendo's first step to a Pokemon MMO. Whether it's a true MMO or the first step, it remains to be seen, but it looks good, but it brings a lot of concerning questions. For me, first off, will it be just a condensed version of Pokemon? I think it's just going to have no convoluted, half-baked story, no badges, no league, no nothing. And it's just going to be capture, trade, and train. I even fear they're going to forego EVs and IVs, That's one of my primary concerns. What about you?
They're definitely not going to have, the gym leaders for badges. And I really doubt they would have the EV, IV thing going on.
Which is a shame. However, with the lack of gyms and badges and leagues and story. But here's the thing, with that, you could actually make up your own league. Wouldn't it be cool if you could have your own Pokemon league, your own Pokemon gym system? You could be the leader of that. I think that could be very promising. It looks like a dual-edged sword, in all honesty, but it looks promising, but it's kind of scary. Another thing, since there's no EVs and IVs, what about Mega Evolutions? Mega Evolutions and the variations of, we all saw the part of the trailer where Mewtwo was attacking and everyone was joining in. Will there be a Mega Evolution? And if so, are they going to differentiate from X and Y? Will it be a personal, trait, so to speak, like an individual IV would Mewtwo have, Would it be kind of randomized?
I would assume it would be randomized. And, what was the other thing you said?
You asked me to remember 3 seconds ago. The IVs, would it depend on an individual Mewtwo?
Or, not that. The other thing.
What was the other thing?
I remember. Okay. The badges and a league. You can definitely do that. People do that, normally. I actually was a part of a Pokemon league where I was, a psychic gym leader. So, that was based off of the game. So, if we can do it based off of that, you can definitely do it on Pokemon Go, except maybe on a grander scale.
Yeah, would it be on an official capacity? Is what I'm saying.
A what capacity?
An official capacity.
Official? I think you can just do your own thing. You can have your evil organizations. You can have your heroes.
Right.
I think it's basically what you want it to be. Nintendo isn't, or Game Freak isn't going to go scouting out people and saying, oh, you're a gym leader.
Right. Or you could sign up and, take part in tournaments to see who's the best of the best.
Possibly. I don't know how deep it can go because we haven't really seen gameplay. We saw the awesome trailer. But...
Speaking of gameplay and the awesome trailer, one of my fears is it's going to look way better than it actually is. It's going to be on mobile devices, so... the graphical fidelity on mobile devices is always hit or miss for me. Depending on the device you have, it can be really great or really crappy. And speaking of mobile devices, another thing, while back, I had this crappy cell phone, like really, really bad. It could not do anything, and I feel it. I know that most of the world has a smartphone, but it seems kind of exclusionary to people that don't. I mean, what I'd like to see is a port for maybe the 3DS or something along those lines, so you can have that. And another concern, speaking of porting, what about the Pokemon in your Pokemon bank? Will you be able to transfer the various incarnations that you've got and bred?
I highly doubt that. And trying to port that to the 3DS is a horrible idea. A horrible. Have you seen the like no offense to like Nintendo, but actually kind of offense to Nintendo.
Oh Lord.
Your camera on the 3DS really, really sucks. Like I would hope that would never be ported over.
I can hear people now. Well, you're not thinking about the new 3DS XL, which is utter BS, by the way. Like, I'm sorry, no offense. Yeah, no offense to Nintendo. Kind of offense to Nintendo, but it's not all that better than the old 3DS. I mean, you kick the graphics up just a slight notch, and sure, the camera angle's better, but we're getting off topic here.
Yeah, basically, I really think the 3DS would not be able to, handle... Well, at the same time, I don't know what the game's going to look like. I kind of, have this thing set in my mind where, oh, yeah, you'll see Pokemon, in real life, but for all we know, it could just be like a little map, which could obviously...
Or a 2D sprite.
I mean, yeah, I was thinking 2D, honestly.
Yeah. I mean, but a sprite, like a little, like, old school... NES sprite.
NES? There's no NES Pokemon.
I'm giving an example here. Work with me.
Oh, yeah.
I'm saying it would have the graphical capabilities of the Pokewalker. Which, if you've seen the trailer, it looks like it's making a comeback. Or something similar to it.
I'm not really digging it. It just looks like it's an accessory that goes, oh, I can do the same thing as your phone, but you don't have to look at your phone. And it's like, I look at my phone all the time. Why would I not look at my phone for that?
I don't know. It remains to be seen. It could lead to something good and something bad. Another thing that worries me is microtransactions. Like, for potions or Pokeballs, what if they're going to charge you like 50, 60 cents or God knows what for a Great Ball or an Ultra Ball?
Like, I don't think they would leave us, like...
I don't know. I think that's opening us up to attack, so to speak.
Like, I really think, they obviously will have microtransactions, but I think they'll make it so that, we at least have the capability to do the game. Like, maybe, we'll always have access to Pokeballs, normal Pokeballs, but if you want, like, an Ultra Ball... Oh, and then you have to pay like $2 or something like that. Right.
Also, potions to heal. Like, I would hope that they would keep Poke Centers free, because that's just what it's made to be. But in between towns, like you go. Well, if there's even towns or a region, and that brings up another point. Like, are there going to be regions or is it going to be universal?
Regions. It's the world.
I'm saying So I guess in a sense it would be divided by country, but but I was wondering if if United States would represent a certain region, how Kalos is supposed to represent France, and Unova was something like New York and LA, So that's what I'm wondering. But it does make sense that it would be somewhat universal. It would be just based on countries. And what that entails is, would Pokemon only appear in certain countries? Would certain Pokemon appear in certain countries? Would you have to travel to get that rare Pokemon?
I doubt it. They're not going to be that mean.
You never know. They have the propensity to do so.
I've never heard that word before in my life.
Look it up. Dictionary, Google.
Wow, Tux is mean today.
I'm sorry. This is like a new frontier for Nintendo and Pokemon. What scares me is they can screw it up horribly. but it also can save them if they play their cards right. But one of the fears that I have is they're gonna invest all of their time, energy, money into this new frontier and abandon console games and handhelds altogether.
Oh, they'll never abandon consoles. Like, people would rise up and say, oh, no, I don't want that. Although, okay, this is off topic, so maybe I will come back to this later. It does remind me of Fantasy Life, where they refuse to have, like, the sequel on the Nintendo 3DS, but they're going to have it for phones?
Yeah, for mobile devices. I'd heard that too, and that's kind of like a middle finger to people, to the fans. But anyway, back to the topic of Pokemon. I don't know. It seems that they might, want to do that because Nintendo. I mean, I love you, Nintendo. I really do. But you've had a spotty history of doing stuff. You can give us what we want, but utterly screw us at the same time. Metroid Prime Hunters. Excuse me. I'm so sorry. I don't know where that came from.
Yeah, I really don't think things will be divided by country. I think it's going to be very universal. I think the only way you'll have trouble finding Pokemon is that you actually have to go out into the world. Like, places where there's nothing but cities, maybe you'll find, like, skitties and Pidgeys, yeah. And if you go out into a place that's obviously like a mountain or
wooded area, Geodudes and what have you. Speaking of Universal, another thing that concerns me is shinies and rares will be events only. And it looks to be that way based on the Mewtwo footage. It's like, oh, this is happening at this specific time, and you have 30 minutes to go catch them.
That actually seems really cool to me, because then, like, you're not the only one doing it, as you saw in the trailer. They're kind of advertising when these events happen, like, more than one person can try to, like, come together.
And that's a good thing. That's what I like, is that it's a great way to get people together and to interact and to make connections, to make friends, and I love that aspect. But, sometimes what I worry is, like, I live in a smallish town, and I hate to say it, but to my knowledge, I'm one of the only like real gamers in the area, But it's like it's kind of divided. It's like if there's an event, there's no way I can really join if it's going to be at a specific location.
Well, I mean,
like I like the idea of like getting together with like a crowd full of people, and just going after Mewtwo or Ho-Oh or Lugia.
Like, I could see it happening like this. Like, you say, you can't really, like, participate in these things. Or, like, let's say you head to this location, where this event Pokemon's going to be. Like, you see some other people walk up, they have their phones out, or they have their little accessory.
Right.
And you're like, you after this Pokemon too? And they'll be like, yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, I'm saying,
be like Brofist.
Yeah, of course, Brofist. Another thing is, like, I might not necessarily be able to make it say I work or something, but there's a lot of mitigating factors. But still, the base of it, like, connecting with people, it looks great. I mean, I kind of like the idea of an open world Pokemon. I mean, it's something that fans have been craving for decades, But another thing I'm worried about is data usage. I personally don't have unlimited data, so I'm worried that, playing this game will run into some sort of data fee. I mean, it's happened in various other cases before, not Pokemon Go, obviously, but, in other cases, some poor kid or old person's like, oh, I was going online, AOL charged me $3,000. It happened to me, too. I'm sorry, that was off topic, but, so yeah, I'm just worried about data usage and roaming. I mean, it seems like it's a way, not for Nintendo per se, but just a way for you to get screwed out of money. Like,
I mean,
unintentionally.
I really think you would really, really, really have to be stupid to, like, get charged, like, a lot of money for that. Like, I would literally have to be outside of my network, like, outside of my house for, like, 2 weeks using it consistently for me to ever get a charge.
Another thing, will there be flying or fishing?
Oh, you can't fly.
Well, you can't fly, but I mean, will there be fishing though?
You know, I can see that. Like, if you go to, like, a lake or the beach.
Yeah.
Maybe, you know, you can do some fishing. That'd be really cool, actually.
That would be.
I was not even thinking about that. That's awesome.
Yeah.
If they don't think of it, they should talk to you and be like, hey, Tux, what should we do? And be like, fishing.
I mean, I wish I had that kind of clout. I wish people would just walk up to me and ask me their opinion for games. I mean, that would be a sweet gig right there. Oh, someone texted me. But I'm not going to get that. That was a loud vibration. Speaking of vibrations, do you think they'll have like some of the items from the previous incarnations, like the item finder? Like, would it vibrate every time you're near an item or something?
Well, what would an item be, though, that you can use?
Well, I mean, like, out in the wild, you find, like, a spare Pokeball or a potion or what have you.
Yeah. That would be kind of cool, too. You know, it'd be weird if it knew you were on a bike.
That would be. I mean, I think you'd have to manually set that or otherwise Skynet is going to happen.
Still never watched that.
Man, I thought you were cool. What happened? Hey folks, apparently there's some gardening going on outside, so we will be right back. Some technical difficulties. Oh my god! 13 Dragonites just bust through the room. They're shooting hyper beams. We're all gonna die. Help! We'll be back. I have to go bust out my Gengar. Well, folks, we're back. Sorry about the technical difficulties. I don't know what happened, but 15 enraged Dragonites just started shooting hyper beams and doing Dragon Rage and Outrage. And luckily for me, I had my trusty Gengar on hand, and he whooped the mess out of them. And Munchie and Torchic helped us as well. But those Dragonites, though, they were angry. What did you do? And another concern for me is glitches and hacks and bugs, you know. Being this is the first mobile outing for Nintendo, I think if they don't take the proper precautions, they'll leave them wide open to attack, you know. I mean, usually hacks are reserved for Microsoft and Sony, but I don't know, if you have the right mind to do something, if someone has that right kind of mind, they can mess with you. And what's to stop someone from, like, getting a level 100 Mewtwo, you know?
They've been kind of better at trying to get people to, you know, simmer down with their hacking. Like, you know, they're saying, oh yeah, if this looks slightly suspicious, you can't bring it to a tournament, that type of thing.
Yeah. Well, I suppose in all honesty that's a good thing, but, you know, there'll always be the people that attempt. I mean, you know, speaking of, you know, banning from tournaments, why is Smeargle, like, banned?
I'm not sure exactly, but it's probably because he can do anything. Like, one thing I really like to do, and I guess I'm sharing a secret here, is bringing out a Smeargle, using Lock On, and then using Sheer Cold. Instant death.
Huh. And a lot of you might know this, but I'm actually a certified trainer. Both of us are certified trainers. I'm also a league champion in Kanto, Johto, Unova, and Kalos. And she's the Hoenn.
I'm the Hoenn, okay.
Yeah, I was going to say Sinnoh. I'm sorry. I'm not drunk. But yeah, you're the Hoenn regional champ. And I have much respect for you. We've done battle on more than one occasion. And, you know, up until recently, I could never beat her.
Oh, you can beat me now?
I've whooped you mercilessly.
When did you do that?
Let's see. You remember my Gengar? The one I mentioned that fended off the Dragonites?
Yeah, I remember that. I still remember whooping his butt, despite the fact that, you know...
Not even... I've whooped your butt more than once. I've taken you on, at least...
been, like...
I have proof. I have proof on my 3DS of victory.
You want to go?
Yes, back to... you know, I think there might be bugs. I mean, someone will try Missing No. I wonder if they would bring that back. I would love to see Missing No. I mean, that was a Gen 1 thing, but that was beautiful.
Wasn't that also Gen 2?
I don't know. Offhand, I don't know.
And then I think with Actually, that was also the bad egg. I don't know too much about it, to be honest. I just know definitely Gen 1.
Did the bad egg ever hatch?
I don't think it does. I think it just kills your game.
Oh. Well, that's good that, yeah, I cheated long ago. I think it was a Ruby, and I kept getting bad eggs.
Ooh.
Because I hacked.
Don't hack.
I've learned my ways. I've learned from my mistakes. But anyway, I'm worried that, people will, even take it more than just Pokemon, they will try and take your personal data. So that's something to be concerned about.
No, people do that all the time. They don't need to do that through Pokemon.
Well, yeah, but I'm saying that'll breed a new generation of hacker, that cheap SOB that's gonna just like, oh yeah, I'm gonna rob kids of their money, and their Pokemon, two birds, one stone kind of thing. And if you do that, you are a messed up person, and you're going to the bad place without an electric fan.
They're doing that a lot.
Why? I didn't even call you a bad person unless you hack and steal money from children.
No, I just meant in general for those people. I was like, you're gonna be sad.
Oh.
Miscommunication.
Yeah. But a good thing, I think, well, it can be a good and bad thing, but I think with the advent of Pokemon Go, it's going to start a new Pokemon social media storm in which people will, travel, not travel out, will write of their travels in the game. They'll, take, a personal story. Even start up YouTube channels. This could be a good and bad thing. Good that it'll get more people to create. Bad that it can inundate us with just everyone and their mother being Pokemon trainers.
Everyone and their mother are Pokemon trainers.
This can take it up to the next level, though. I'm saying, we can be inundated. Oh, I caught this Pikachu. Praise me, kind of thing. It's like everyone will be doing their own thing, and nothing will be original in that regard. You know what I mean?
In general, nothing is original.
Arguably so, but just it'll just be the new it thing for 3 years. Everyone will be on that train. Oh, jump on this bandwagon. Oh, look at my blog for Pokemon. Oh, here's my blog for Pokemon.
Yeah, no, I'll be doing that. I'm gonna be I'm gonna get Pokemon Go, and I'm gonna just be talking about it all the time, probably.
I'm probably gonna be guilty of that too.
Can you even play it?
I can on my phone. I'm probably gonna upgrade when it comes. It's coming out in 2016, so I got time.
I thought it was just for iPhones.
Oh crap! No, I think it's for Android too.
Do you even have an Android?
Yeah, technically. I'm just afraid that I'm gonna be kind of one of the crowd, and in a sense, I will be when I start my own thing for Pokemon Go. But it's what's gonna separate us? But it's we're all gonna be lumped together. But there will be some good ones out there, and hopefully we'll be among them. I think that about covers it. Any final thoughts, technician?
What's your favorite Pokemon?
That's a good question. I can't really narrow it down to one, but my top three I'll give you. In no particular order. Gengar, Dragonite, and Charizard. Yours?
Mew.
Right. I also like Munchlax. Munchlax is the bomb Pokemon. He's out of the shot.
I also like Psyduck.
Psyduck is also good. So look forward to Pokemon Go coming 2016, and if we can, we'll try and bring you updates. As always, thanks for your support. It means a lot to us, and I thank you again, Technician, for being on the show. I loved having you as my esteemed guest.
No problem.
If you like us, hit that like button, hit the subscribe button. It means a lot to us. Keep on giving us the support, and don't forget, I do questions and answers. So if you have a question, shout it out on Facebook, Twitter, Tumblr. All right, Tux Martini signing off. Cheers, folks.
You really think that you beat me last time?
Do you not remember? You have amnesia. I beat the crap out of you. I've beaten you more than, at least half a dozen times.
Half a dozen?
I have proof. Videographic evidence.
Oh, I'm going to need to see that. You have your 3DS?
Oh, yeah, I do.
need to do a Pokemon battle or something. Dun 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 dun.
Scratch, scratch, pound,
Peck. I guess you can't scratch.
Pound. Rest. Sleep tough.
No, you can't learn rest yet.
Pound. I can. Scratch attack. Scratch. Pound. Roll out. Super effective. Roll out. Super effective.
Ember.
Roll out. Super effective. Roll out. Super effective. I win. Your torch fainted.
Your Munchlax fainted.
No, I used roll out.
I used Ember. You were burned, so that.
No, you didn't even say burn.
You were burned.
You didn't.
So your attack was half.
No, you didn't say I was burned. I just used roll out, and you just got desperate. You just made that up. See, see, this is proof here already. Cheapness.
Give me that Munchlax.
This is my Munchlax. Mine. My Munchie. No. My Munchie. You love my Munchie.